This man is responsible for one of the greatest careers in NFL history, but not for the reason you might think. See, before Phil Robertson was making millions selling duck calls, he was living in rural Louisiana with his 6 siblings and no electricity or running water. However, that didn't stop him from becoming an all-state athlete in high school in track, baseball, and football, which earned him a scholarship to nearby Louisiana Tech to play quarterback in the late 1960s. Now, while Robertson's coaches and teammates frequently compared his arm strength and quick release to that of Joe Namath, his stats never seemed to back those claims up. Since during his 2 seasons starting for the Bulldogs, Robertson only completed 43.5% of his passes for 12 touchdowns and 34 interceptions. But even though Louisiana Tech went a disappointing 8-20 during his time as the starter, Robertson had legendary coaches like Alabama's Bear Bryant calling him one of the best prospects he's ever seen. In fact, Robertson even received a $60,000 offer to play for the Washington Redskins, but turned it down because football season conflicted too much with hunting season. However, even though Robertson never made it to the NFL, that doesn't mean he still didn't have a massive impact on the league. That's because before his senior year at Louisiana Tech, Robertson decided to quit football altogether, in part so he could hunt more, but also because he realized that his backup for the past 2 years was way more passionate about the game than he was. And that backup in question, well, it was none other than NFL Hall of Famer and 4-time Super Bowl champion Terry Bradshaw. In fact, Bradshaw himself even says that if Robertson hadn't walked away before his junior season, he would have likely never become an All-American that year and probably would have never been drafted #1 overall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. At least you can say things worked out pretty well for Phil Robertson too.